who is fighting head on the Scottsdale Unified School District and the tyranny that came at her when she decided to get engaged, stand up and speak up for her children that were being bullied into wearing masks and staying home, and they needed in-class education. There was a dossier. There was pictures taken of her, her kids, her homes, a complete invasion of privacy. And last show we were talking about it, my stomach actually felt like a kick in it. Like, ugh. What do we do? You guys, if you're just dropping off and picking up and not engaging, we have Amanda here to tell you how to get more involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the key really is to find your tribe. And before we formed this group, I thought I was the only one who wanted my kids to go back to school in August of 2020. And I quickly realized that, as loud and obnoxious as the left is, there are more people, common sense people like us. We just have to find each other and stand shoulder to shoulder and confront this, because they wouldn't just by being loud. And you have to combat that, and you have to stop being nice. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I just kept hearing, sit down, stay in your lane. This is not for you. Do something else. And I just kept, God was like, tap, tap, stand up.
That is the voice of
crazy.
The enemy.
We both have goosebumps
We do.
because Randy almost didn't do this radio show with me after we were sitting down to sign our contract. And she said, I just keep hearing this voice, stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And guess what, Amanda, guess what I told her? Would God ever say that to you? Mm-hmm. Would God say, sit down and be quiet? You don't have authority. You're not smart enough. Right. You're not educated enough.
Yeah.
You don't belong there.
And people would I just read something, or I saw this meme and I loved it. It's like, if David and Goliath were now, people would be saying, David, just be nice. David,
don't throw
just
rocks.
Relax.
You bigot. You shouldn't be throwing rocks.
Yeah, you're so mean
giant.
And awful.
It's you're giant phobic.
And it's like, I think that people, this is the truth, giant phobic.
Randy tries to talk over my jokes, but it's like,
oh my God, that's so funny.
You're a giant phobic.
You're a giant phobic.
Let's cancel David.
But think about it. I think about the Bible and how incredibly violent it was, because people, there are bad people doing bad things.
And the people God was calling to rise up were not like, hey, we're going to petition to have Goliath removed from the arena. It was, no, fire back, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fire back.
Fire back.
Yes.
You're going to have people in your community tell you that you're a parent. You don't know anything about education.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
So this is not your place to talk about that. And it's right. I do not know how to teach Common Core math, but I know what's right for my children, and I know that it's my job to stand up for the rights of my children. So I would say I've got 6 tips if I can.
Ooh, 6 tips, guys.
6 tips. Okay, if you can go without Brandy interrupting you, go.
You just interrupted her.
Oh,
Okay, so my 6 tips to get involved in your local school district. First of all, you're going to find your tribe. Find the board meeting schedule. It has to be publicly posted. It could be on your website. Maybe some places put it in their newspaper. But find the board meeting schedule and review the agenda. Attend the meetings and bring your parent friends. And, ours is tonight. It is on a Tuesday night. So go get tacos and tequila before or after. These meetings are incredibly boring, and that's why people don't want to go. Mm-hmm. But bring your friend.
Just have a shot before you go. And then you're just ready.
Yeah, exactly. Make it an event, because you'll need it to get through, especially if you have somebody like Jan Michael Greenberg on
I'm
your
not
board.
endorsing Brandy's idea.
I know.
Just kidding. Actually, I kind of am. It probably
Come on. What are you? Stop being so.
Don't
you're
be so
full of it.
Lindsay. You should
go ahead.
Tequila phobic.
Yeah. You want to ask clarifying questions about anything that's concerning. And I also would add to this, use your talent. So for me, I'm a financial advisor. Numbers are where I feel comfortable. So I look at a lot of the budget items. That's where I'm interested in the misuse of funds. We have some parents that are attorneys. They look at the open meeting law and how that's being followed. So find your group and use your talents to really dissect what's happening. Form a group of parents, share information. They don't like information being shared from school to school. And sharing that and comparing notes of what's happening. Make a public comment at your board meetings if it's allowed. So we're allowed either 2 to 3 minutes. They're trying to silence us more because they don't like these situations.
They're going viral. That's why.
Well, that's
public
because
comments are going viral, and they're getting shamed.
And
The
it's
board's
making
getting
them
shamed. They don't
look
like it.
so bad.
It is.
Yeah,
and,
it is, and they don't like
Our
it.
school district actually changed the rule, or Jan Michael Greenberg changed the rule so that the cameras were not shown on the parents. They moved it so that they wouldn't be shown because they didn't like it being viral. But a lot of people are intimidated by going up there to the microphone and talking to these people, and they are not gods. They are...
They're 28-year-olds living with their daddies.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people you're up against for your children.
They're not running businesses. They're not, arguably,
no.
they're not even productive members of our society. They are volunteers. They're nothing special. Get up there and make them be accountable to you. The last thing I would say is make public records requests and get facts, because they will tell you one thing. You can submit a public records request or under the Freedom of Information Act. They have to release these things to you. This is how I found out that Jan Michael Greenberg's father was asking for public records of my emails. So back in January, when he had sent me that message and body shamed me like we talked about last week, I sent an email to the superintendent and said, I'm being harassed and intimidated. They gave that information to Mark Greenberg. So fight fire with fire. Go and get those public records. You can see them talking to each other and being deceitful, and then going to the board meetings and publicly saying something different.
So you're saying when people involved in the school system email each other from their school emails, that's all record?
Yeah, everything within
that
their...
could get juicy. Guys, that's your call to action right now.
Yeah. Make a public, and figure it out. You can also FOIA the FOIA. So this is how I found out that Mark Greenberg was requesting emails to and from my daughter's teachers. Like, what does he need that information for?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so can I ask you, Amanda, are you seeing teachers take the parents' side more, or do they feel caught in this?
I think there's a lot of teachers that remain silent because they're intimidated and they're being bullied by some of the more... the teachers have the same demographic that we do. There's 10% that are leftist and loud and obnoxious and bullying and will call other teachers names. And most of them are normal and they want to do what's best for the kids. But you've got the 10% that
I love that she said there's leftists and then the rest of us are normal. Like as casual as like it's true though.
It is.
It's not normal to act like a 5-year-old when you're 40 years old.
No.
It's not normal to name call when you don't get your way.
Yeah.
So we're in this I believe the biggest pandemic of all is crazies on the left and wimps on the right.
Yeah. Ooh. The name of your book.
No, I think there's already a book called that. I think I probably got that from some wizard.
I
think it's been said a couple times.
Yeah.
I think that COVID was actually a gift.
I do too.
To Christians and conservatives. If this hadn't have happened, we would have continued down the slippery slope, and little by little, they would have taken control of our kids. COVID blew the top off, and we started to see what was happening, and we've been like, whoa, stop. And it's not unique to Scottsdale or Arizona. No. This is nationwide. And it's if we don't take this as a gift, and if we keep telling God, now's not the time.
Ignoring that still small voice that says, this is where you have authority. This is where I've put you. This is your place.
Yeah. I'm really comfortable in my life pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back to
but you know what? You're very comfortable in this role too.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
When you realize that God has put you there. Yes. No other mom did what you did. Yeah. So obviously it was meant for you to do.
Yeah, and I do have an amazing group of moms who are inspiring others. Yes. Yeah. I'm probably just the biggest loudmouth, and not.
That's okay. That's God's gift. I'm a loudmouth. Clearly, Brandy, right?
Huh?
I'm a loudmouth. God gave me this loudmouth for a reason.
Right. So you have to use your talents.
That's
right. So I'm outspoken. I'm a self-described honey badger.
A little aggressive. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. Don't mess with. And in most things in life, I would have been quiet. You come after my kids. And my values, that's where I can't.
And I'm getting a little louder.
Well, and to be honest, I think about what you were talking about, COVID being a gift that God gives us. I mean, I think our nature as humans is without pain, there's no change.
Right.
And I just gave this message the other night that God doesn't waste our pain, but a lot of our purpose will have pain interweaved into it. And there's two kinds of pain. There's the pain of for your purpose, and there's the pain of regret.
Right.
And we will have pain all along the way. I mean, hello, parents, remember, like, you have a baby, painful, all the things.
The first time they write, I hate you on the wall in crayon.
Oh my gosh, that never happened to me, Lindsay.
My little brother did that to my mom. When she found it, she started crying. And
Oh my
gosh.
Oh,
you jerk.
They're so pain, but we can be a part of our grand purpose to do beautiful, amazing things for our kids, and not just be strong, have integrity, have character. How about if we show them what that looks like?
Yeah.
How about if when they leave our house, they saw us with our on hard days, take a walk with God. They saw us on a hard day, open our Bible or get with the right people, instead of act like nothing's happening.
And like, your kids know that something's wrong in school, right? They know that suddenly they have to wear a mask, or suddenly they have to do it on a computer, and they don't like it. They don't like it for sure. They're going to look at their parents and go, "What are you doing about this?" And if you're going, "Oh, honey, it's just for a little while, it'll be fine." But if they see you going, "This is not okay," and I'm fighting for you. That's what my kids saw me do. He wore a shield to school because I refused to mask him. And one day we got in the car and he screamed. He almost started crying. "I forgot my shield. I'm going to have to wear a mask." I go, "You're skipping school today." Mm-hmm. What? You're not going to school today. Trust me, it messed up my whole day.
Yeah.
But it was like, you're not doing it.
I was just with someone, and maybe you can remind me who it was, but she was talking about yeah. Her name's Tracy Martin. She's going to be a guest on Power Soul and probably this show. Cool. But she advocates for kids, and she does coaching for kids, teenage kids. She went to go do an event at Notre Dame where all the kids are masked up the whole time. She goes to the lunch for the moms afterwards. None of them are masked. And she stood up in front of them. She says, you know what? You guys might not like this, but your kids that I just met with all had masks on. And here you are lunching without masks.
You're enjoying your freedom.
Why are you enjoying your freedom and not advocating for your kids? So you guys, there we go. We can't just be all talk. We have to be the difference makers. And again, just having these conversations, I hope empower you to take action, get with your girlfriends that you're hanging out in the parking lot with and say, you know what, enough of this stuff.
And guys, if you really need to know where to go for some more help, Amanda Wray has a Facebook, Amanda Wray -education. It's WRAY is how she spells her last name. She's got a whole Facebook page dedicated to advocating for your kids. And I'm guessing that she's an awesome enough person that if you have questions, she can help you find ways to use your talent to advocate for your kids.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for being with us. God bless you all.
God bless America.
It's Dylan's KC Barbecue at 4 Valley locations. Our sports bar in Arrowhead is packed with TVs for the ultimate sports fan. Our Wildlife World Zoo location will have you on the edge of your seat, dining right next to our 60,000-gallon shark tank. Dylan's Bayou at Pleasant Harbor has never-ending sunsets, beautiful people, and live music every weekend. And our newest location, Western Trails Ranch, is 12 acres of rodeo fun and live outdoor concerts for the entire family. It's Dylan's KC Barbecue, where we're elite, unique, and memorable.